Well, welcome back everyone to a new Traveling with the Doobies adventure. Join us as we explore pristine underwater environments, take in the local culture, and make new and dear friends. We're going to enjoy all kinds of fabulous cuisine and work it off on the dreaded Doobie Death March. All while experiencing amazing accommodations and taking in spectacular scenery. And the trip will unfold before you as Traveling with the Doobies goes to French Polynesia. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Doobies. And we're on the road, and we're having a little bit of crepe, a little French Bordeaux wine, so we must be in Air France's LA Lounge on our way to Tahiti. Stay tuned. Start things off by enjoying a late night snack at Air France's Los Angeles Lounge, which has a very nice bar, specialties such as crepes and even little chocolate mousse prepare us for our 12:15 a.m. flight. On this trip with the Doobies, we're joined by Danny Doobie, just recently graduated and celebrating, and also by Grandma Bama, who is joining us for one of her first real international trips. As we board what appears to be a brand new A350 and settle into our Premier class seats, which is what they used to call premium economy, it's a good time to talk about the upcoming itinerary. We will spend 3 nights at the Intercontinental Tahiti before joining the Windstar Star Breeze for her 7-day Dreams of Tahiti itinerary, which will stop in Moorea, Raiatea, Taha'a, Bora Bora for 2 nights, and then on to Huahine before returning back to Papeete. We'll be pretty tired then, so we plan on catching a flight back to Bora Bora to spend 2 days relaxing at the St. Regis before returning to Papeete and back home to the States. 13 nights in paradise. Hope you are ready, because we certainly are. The Premier class on Air France, while not luxurious by any means, is a pretty comfortable way to spend the 8-hour flight time from LAX to French Polynesia. And yes, they serve dinner at around 1:30 a.m., and then around 4 a.m. island time came around with a breakfast box. It's good to wake up a bit to deal with the tourist and immigration card before landing. Yes, there is a test. Our only real complaint with this cabin on the A350 is it's a bit of an Olympic event to hurdle legs, shoulders, and heads to make it back to the restrooms. Just a little ahead of schedule, the island of Tahiti awaits at a very dark 5:30 in the morning. But even at that early hour, we are greeted in the customs line by singers and dancers. Hey, just like Newark. All in all, it's a pretty smooth flight to the South Pacific, but not so fast. Fa'a International is a very small airport with 4 customs and immigration booths, 2 dedicated to EU and 2 for the rest of us from around the world. And on our arrival, we landed just after the Air Tahiti Nui 787. So just be prepared after a long flight. We waited about an hour and we're really happy we were already in our tropical clothing, as Fa'a is a naturally cooled environment.
Madame, Monsieur, bienvenue à Tahiti, aéroport international de Fa'a. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tahiti, Fa'a Airport. It is 5:25 a.m. local time.
We did spend the time in line speaking to our fellow travelers about adventures, future and past. By the time we got our bags and were greeted by Marama Tours for our transfer, the sun was up and our first day in Tahiti was underway. And we learned quickly that days here start earlier as we were greeted by this guy in the lobby of the Intercontinental at 7 a.m. To no one's expectation or surprise, the rooms were not ready yet. So while Donna Doobie and Grandma went to seek out some breakfast, Danny Doobie and I took on the task of finding a shady spot to spend the morning. So we went to explore and quickly found what would be one of our favorite spots, the Lagoonarium. The Lagoonarium at the Intercontinental is a saltwater lagoon fed directly by the ocean. It's a great place to advance your snorkeling skills and also serves as a turtle rehabilitation center. Green sea turtles with injuries and illness are treated here until they can be safely returned to the sea. Those who have lost the ability to dive get to wear a sporty blue snorkel shirt to protect them from UV rays as they convalesce. So first objective achieved. Surrounding the Lagoonarium are loungers under palm trees and umbrellas, and it took just a few minutes from hotel check-in to toes in the salt water, and the stress of connecting flights was washed right out of our bodies. Our agenda for the day? Relax, swim, relax, go get a rental car, relax, then happy hour at sunset. You in? The Lagoonarium is nice, but after about an hour or so of sitting still, the urge to plunge into the South Pacific was too strong to resist. Just across the path around the lagoon is a small harbor area with steps down into the water. It was time to check out some of the local residents. First up, the reef triggerfish. These little bastards are beautiful fish, but highly territorial and can be aggressive. And I'll tell you, a fish that bites into rock to eat coral can leave a nasty mark, so beware. Even in this murky little harbor, we can see all kinds of life, including this anemone being pulled and pushed by the current. And currents in the Society Islands are no joke. So back in the Lagoonarium, we take a swim amongst the tropical fish and paddle toward a coral nursery. The Intercontinental is a partner with conservation organizations that grow small coral heads in order to replace coral that has been bleached on wild reefs. Small coral colonies grow along these antenna-like structures until they reach an appropriate size to be relocated to damaged areas. The Intercontinental specifically partners with the CRIOBE, or the Centre de Recherche Insulaires et Observatoire de l'Environnement. Just after noon, Danny Doobie and I wander back to Fa'a to pick up our little Peugeot, which is going to be perfect for an afternoon run to Carrefour for some lunch and snacks, and will help us explore the island over the next 2 days. Now we're all fed and settled in our room, so it's time to hit the Lelota sandy bottom pool. Then we'll have a quick climb to the observation deck that gives us a commanding overview of this property. Alright, that's enough exercise for one day. As we sat at the pool though, one of our attendants let us know that at a little bar next to the Lotus Pool, happy hour runs from 5 to 6:30 each evening, with a slate of half-off drinks and an amazing westward view of the sunset behind the island of ORA. You didn't need to tell us twice. Half off anything in Tahiti is a good thing, and these views of the evening sky are just priceless. We're traveling in late May, so we get slightly less than 12 hours of daylight in French Polynesia, so try not to waste good daylight hours sleeping. So a little sunset reflection on our first 12 hours in French Polynesia. First and best impressions, the people. We'd all expect the staff at hotel and service areas to be friendly, but what Danny Doobie and I found as we walked through Fa'a was everyone was friendly all along our walk. People coming out of the grocery stores with baguettes, people working in their yards, people just walking along sidewalks, construction workers. Everyone you passed greeted you with a friendly Yorana, and this in the largest city for thousands of miles. We quickly had to get out of our Boston attitudes and into the Polynesian vibe. Secondly, traffic around Papeete. It's no joke, and when you drive around the city, particularly at night, the scooters come from every direction, so be alert. Finally, the language. Like most tourism-related economies, there's a lot of English spoken. That being said, pick up a few key words in Tahitian, and don't be afraid to brush the dust off the Francais. This is only polite. We are in a very welcoming culture. A few words goes a long way in building a deeper experience in this wonderful place. As the last light fades, a single dancer steps out on the sand in front of our little bar. We'll end the night with a look at the southern skies. We're going to see you tomorrow. Nana.